So increase size of your document, resize, then press Control N from keyboard. It will clean your document. Then drag your mesh once again. Then T, modify to this edit mode, and go to document. If you worrying about, if you are having difficulty to check your this background, you can just change the color. Then resize your document. You can see there's an option for zoom out, and this border, you can see this gradient border, this is your actual size. This is the actual size is going to render. You can place it here the way you want, and then this background, this is my personal, because when you render it, you will get a mask to extract the image from the background. So either you can keep it like the default, like that gray value thing, or you can just make it full minus full zero. Now it's a full gray background. Then you can select any of the matte cap or any of the material, matte cap gray. This looks nice. And this is your material. So you can, if you want, you can change it to skin shader and change the color if you want. You can do all those things, totally up to you. You can change those things. Material, select your material, matte cap. Then under material, suppose you want to modify your material, you can go and modify your material as well. So these are like rendering process. You can modify, you can increase. You can see cavity detection is 0. You can increase that. Then cavity transition is -1. You can increase it. It won't be visible here. You have to render it. So BPR render. Shift R is the shortcut, or click this option. It will take some time to render because I have screen size really big. So based on the screen size, your rendering time significantly increase. So you can just like increase and check, or you can just test check your entire render in lower resolution and then render it. You can see nice shadow, everything, all hair and fur, everything is visible. And these are all polypaint plus fiber mesh. Then if you want, you can go, if you suppose you want to change the lighting, you can do that as well. Or you can just simply render it like this. If suppose you like it, if suppose you feel okay, this is the kind of render I'm looking for, and you find it nice, go to render properties. If occlusion, switch on this, because occlusion is something I prefer. It will give you extra detail, extra depth. And triple S is something, depends if you want to have triple S, or if you don't want to have triple S. Based on that, you can render wax preview. If you want to modify your wax, you can do that as well. And you can see that you have tons of different setting for everything. Your BPR triple S setting, your BPR AO setting. You can increase, decrease, modify all these things. Then number of render passes. These are the rendered passes. This one compository, this image is with background, this one is without background. So it doesn't matter, these two are exactly same. So you can export any of them. So you can export any of the image. Suppose I want to use this, so let's start with this render, and you can see by default everything is named properly. I already have this image here. Save it, render, depth, save, shadow, save, ambient mask, saved. You see, I just switched on ambient occlusion. That's why there's no ambient occlusion. So I can just optimize my time, because I haven't changed the model or rotated or did anything. So all these things are already exist. I can just click on reuse existing maps. So it won't render those things and render my ambient and other things quickly. And AO takes time. Ambient occlusion and triple S will take time. render quickly. It will take some time and will render. Few more seconds. Done. Rendered. Go to render. Now you can see all the renders are there, including your AO. And go and export your AO. So now your like basic render is done. But usually in rendering we use 3-point lighting. We have a front light and fill light, one key light, one your fill light, one your backlight or rim light. So if you suppose you want to create those things, either you can manipulate the light directly here and add multiple lights here and there, you can do that, or you can just render out multiple passes. So what you can do, you can just simply click the light and intensity I'm going to increase. I'll make it really white and click on this once again. So it will basically create this really prominent light. I'll just go and check. This time I'll go to my properties and switch off my AO. So it will take less time because I just need the lighting PPR. Centering. So you can see it got this shadow and everything. So now go to render, render passes. You can see you have shadow. So this is what I need basically. Click on this, name it 2, and suppose you want one more light from this direction, you can create the same light or maybe change the position slightly, then render it once again. So now I got 3 lights. Almost done. Right. I just changed what happened. Oh, I need to switch off this. Lighting is changed, yes. It will render. What happened to this? Strange. Should change. Sometimes it gives you some issue here and there. So you can just like redo the thing. This time it should work. Yes, it worked. So render shadow 3. So now this basic render is done. Switch on your Photoshop. And one more thing, what I personally prefer is, where's my shadow PNG? Not this one. PSD. See, where is shadow 1? Shadow 1 PSD. Shadow 0.
Hello, sir.
Oh, here it is. So I have all these renders here. So like what I prefer is like I have this thing, Sage thumbnail preview installed, so I can just directly convert this PSD into JPEG here only. It makes your files lighter, and you can render this thing really quickly. So I have this files, all this JPEG, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 1 2 3 4 5. Where is 6 and 7? 6 and 7. Select all this and drag drop to your Photoshop. So you can just simply use shadow render. This is as your base, then AO, drag drop, shadow 3, shadow, I don't want that, mask, then your depth. Basically I'm compositing the entire image, and these are like my base layers, and this is my shadow 2, this is my shadow 3. Switch off all these things. This is my base. Control J, duplicate, fill with anything, any color, anything, or any background you want to use. You can use that. So this is my base, and this is my mask. Control A, Control C your mask. Go back to your mask. Backslash, quick mask. Create. Oh, sorry. Alpha mask. Backslash Control V. So it will paste this mask into this channel directly. So it becomes alpha. Your ambient occlusion, multiply, drag, drop on this. You see it gives nice depth here. Then this mask, now this mask is not required, delete. Then I have this Z depth. It can see if I use it, it will change my image drastically. There is my mistake. Select this, multiply. You can see it gives you nice contrast and feel of depth. Right now everything in the same ground and everything looks flat. If you, the moment you apply Z depth, it looks really nice. This is front, these are back. It becomes very easy to distinguish between these. Then you have this your shadow 1, 2 and 3. So shadow 1 is, you can see in my this base composited this render, this thing is already applied. If I want to darken my shadow, I can simply use this, select and modify. You can see it darkens out all the surface, or I can mask it and use in some areas, some of the areas wherever I want. Like suppose this area I can use it, so I can just simply mask it, or I can simply fill full black, B, soft brush, white, then expose that depth here. Maybe for eyebrows and all. Yeah, in case you can see slightly depth increases the depth. Maybe eyes, mustache, beard, increase the depth for beard and all. It will blend everything nicely. So then you have rest everything, you can forget or you can blend or make it blur. Then you have one more shadow. Use it in screen, and use with this mask. See, instantly that character got more dimension, more structure. Then similarly, use one more, switch it on, screen. So everything blends nicely. If you want to reduce opacity, like if you want to make it soft, you can make that also. Keep it subtle, like totally up to you, the way you want. So you can just use this directly like this. You can see it looks more natural, gives you all those highlights, and it looks really detailed, all each and every fiber.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Hmm.
Sir, we used separate lights and we rendered all the shadows separately, right? So,
Yes.
why can't we have, we can say, why can't we set all the lights and then we
We
can
no,
not render it?
we can do that. So if you do it, because whenever you're using a matte cap, problem with matte
Yes,
cap,
sir.
you can see problem with matte cap, it doesn't show you any preview until now unless you render, so it increases your render time. Suppose you are using where is my blend? Oh, blend. Suppose I'm using this blend, so what I can do, I can just simply set my entire lighting here, or maybe 2, and plan out everything nicely. Then I can switch it another light,
Yes, sir.
place it here, front, uh, 7, no, sorry, point 0.7 or in point 0.5. Then you can set another light. You can do that, that's totally possible. This
Okay, sir.
thing, click it once, make it a backlight, increase the intensity, click, make it a backlight.
So, have you moved the back thing?
How to?
You rotated the sphere, right, sir?
This thing. So you just have to click on
Yes,
the click on this yellow dot. If you click once, it becomes backlight. Like suppose I click this image, I'll click this, so you can see this light is coming from the base, right? If I do
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
click and drag, that light rotates along with this surface. Then if I
Yes, sir.
click it, yes, if I click it
If I want
once
to move
again,
it back,
just
yes, sir.
just simply click on that image, click on that dot once again. One click,
Okay, sir.
make it backlight. One click, make it front light. So now it's
Okay,
become
sir.
backlight, and you can change the color. You can do anything you want. And suppose you want to make it like really bright, bluish rim light you want to have, you can do that as well. So you can add colors as well. So like it's totally up to you. Then you set the color light, and then let me render. I'll switch on my, where is my property? Sorry, AO, and render it again. So like this we can definitely we can render, but thing is if you render things, because in movies and even every cinematic or anything, we render everything in passes so that we can have better control over it. Suppose I want to reduce the shadow, or I want to increase the shadow, like in my this thing. Suppose I want to change the lighting, like suppose this is my lighting, and I want to change this color, change this thing to some blue or yellow or some light. Maybe let's see, blue light, fill this, and I want to apply this color, copy, I can mask, backface V. So by this what will happen, you can see I can change the light color, so I can modify things be like the way I want, or I can just simply control U. So you can modify things very easily, saturate, desaturation, light, dark. You can do those things. So basically it gives you more control over your render. So even production in movies and everything, they render out everything in passes. Your shadow, ambient occlusion, your color pass, your reflection, your triple S, everything in separate pass. They compile it together to achieve those quality, whatever quality they're looking for, to get that quality. That's how it works. So then I can still
Okay, sir.
select this and sorry, invert till you can see I get this bluish light. Now if I want I can reduce it. Like it's totally up to me, like what I want to do. So I can create those things very easily. I can use a color blend. You can see it's giving me this light bluish tint that looks nice. So I can add those things, and you can see here this render is very unpredictable. You don't know exactly how it's going to work because ZBrush is not meant for this thing rendering. Now I just change it to white, and light I can intensity make it to 4, make it really prominent. I'll render it once again. Because every time you render it takes a lot of time to render, and the bigger the size, bigger greater the time. So if you render everything in separate parts, because in your scene, if you, I guess you know this already, given your Max, Maya, or your Unreal, in any scene if you have multiple number of lights, it increases the rendering time. It's going to affect your GPU or CPU or RAM. So if you have one light render at a time, and then you compile it together in this thing, what do you call it, in Photoshop. Or suppose you want to create turntable, you can do it in ZBrush directly. That's very easy. It's a time consuming process with lighting, without lighting. It's like within just a one click you can create. You can see still it's quite unpredictable. The front light is really low. So this is my front light, I guess. Yeah, this is my front light. I increase intensity, sorry, increase intensity to 1, make it bright, and again render. So I have to do I have to do multiple renders and check if what works for my scene, and like that you have to like correct it. But if you have multiple passes, you can take it to Photoshop and you can control everything the way you want. You can increase the level, you can decrease the level, hue, saturation, everything you have control. So it's like it's a easier way, and it gives you better result. And resolution wise also, you can see if you zoom in Z, you can see it's quite detailed. You can see each and every thread, lint, or everything. And beard and all, you can see each and every line. It looks really interesting. So creating this is very easy, and it's like it doesn't take a lot of time as well. It will render. You can see it's taking a lot of time. So jaldi. Yeah. So you can see it's like still better, but not that great. So you have to play with the intensity of the light and all, because this light is way too strong. This light is way too dim. So you have to control all this thing. You can see a preview here. So all those things you have to control and render one by one. So
Okay, sir.
that's personally what I prefer, to like export all the passes and then compile it to Photoshop. And suppose you want to create a this thing turntable. So what you can do is, my light, click on it once again, intensity is 1 or zero point 0.7 or something. You can select this is my light. Suppose you want to create a turntable. You can see under movie you have all these presets. Record is basically your history. Then whatever you're painting, you can creating, so it will record everything. Turntable, if you click on this turntable, you can see instantly your model start to rotate, or it will create a video. But suppose again electricity gone. What is wrong with my this area? So you can just create turntable. You can create these things very easily. Uh, like you have history option. You can record all the history. You have, if you like if you want to record your entire process, you can record that. If you want to render out your turntable, you can do that. And if you want to render your turntable with lighting, what you have to do is you have to press bpr, render it, everything. For when your first frame is rendered completely, you can see the preview, and then go to turntable and click on the turntable. It will create a turntable with lighting, but it is a really time consuming process. It takes a lot of time. If you have a really powerful system, it will be helpful, but it takes a lot of time. So you can do that as well, and without lighting you just click and it just renders in few seconds. So you can do that. Yes.
Sir, I have some doubts, sir.
What doubts?
Sir, in Zbrush,
In the my electricity gone again. I'm sitting in dark. What
sir,
to do?
can we have doubt clearing class?
Yes. Okay. We'll have a doubt clearing class. I'll schedule it tomorrow only, because today's
Okay, sir.
I don't know, light is fluctuating a lot. So I'll
Sir, I just asked my one doubt. Just can you clear me? I just
but
say what is
tell
my
me.
doubt.
Okay. Tell me.
Sir, when I just created on clothes, sir. On top of that, I just want to select an curve curve strap, sir. If I just create a
Listening.
curve strap on that, it's showing something that I wish. If I just select that and then on that cloth, if I
I'm not able to understand. Your voice is cracking. Like if you're creating a cloth and top of that you want to create a strap. After that,
yeah,
huh?
it's
What
showing that the mesh is composed of multiple subdivision levels. For the
that
delete of
that
these,
yes, yes. That means the cloth, you have created a cloth with multiple subdivision. You subdivided it multiple times and create a cloth. And top of that, you want to create another strap, right? This is what you're saying.
yeah,
So,
yes, sir.
but to work with that brush, you need to have a base model without any subdivision. So what you can do is, in that case, duplicate your base cloth model, delete all your subdivision, because I won't recommend to delete all your subdivision in your actual model. So duplicate, delete all subdivision, create the strap, separate the strap, and delete this base model. So you'll have a clean separate model.
Sir, where can I find that subdivision level? Where I need to delete?
It's
Where?
right side, you have this option
Yeah,
subtool.
geometry,
Subtool
subtool.
under geometry, there is the option subdivision.
Yeah, subtool.
Subdivision, you can see one, two, three, first or second option, I guess. You can see in subdivision one, two, three, four, something is written.
Delete
Delete,
loader something.
delete lower or delete higher is their option.
Yeah,
So whichever is active, delete that. Click on delete.
okay, sir. I
If you
just want
delete,
to the what to say. I need to take a. I've deleted, sir.
so now it will work.
I will try.
Huh.
Yeah, it's working, sir.
So you know, delete subdivision to work, then there will be no issue. Like for any curve brush, you need to delete the subdivisions. Okay.
Sir, can we have doubt clearing
Yes,
class
yes,
tomorrow?
yes. I'll schedule it. I'll send you a mail.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.